I Skyggen off Livet is the debut full-length album from SIND, a melodic black death metal band from the Copenhagen, Denmark area, and one which is fronted by Matthias Friborg, who is best known for his work in Sulphurus, Taphos, and Hyperdontia. He brings along drummer Tuna from Apparatus, former Phrenolith member, and he's been in plenty of other bands along the way, including Hyperdontia. The style of this band is seemingly originally influenced by Swedish black metal, and I mean Swedish melodic black death as it formed in the early 90s. And I say that because there's a ratio of blackened death metal and death metal here, which is highly melodic, but not in the romanticist and gothic sense that one might get if you've really studied those subgenres and where they go and where they don't go. I would refer the listener who really knows their stuff to something like Blot Mine or even Soul Reaper, kind of a post-dissection side project. For some of the level of admixture there, where it clearly was sort of, these are death metal attuned musicians who are playing black metal, which is highly melodic, and in that sense, this is very much a riff oriented approach. It is a very straightforward approach, and one that's very aggressive in the way that death metal is in the elite form that these musicians tend to create. So it is riff after riff, blazing through each song. There's about half an hour of music here. So we'll cut into one song here, but we're really just kind of in the thick of it with this clip. The last thing I would want to do is to praise an artist for not doing all the things that everyone else is doing just for the sake of being different. But in this sense, it really does matter that this isn't a vampiric black metal record. It isn't full of keyboards. It isn't trying to pull back into the typical emperor worship that we're seeing all over the place. And also, in terms of melodic black death metal, we're finding a lot more groups that are leaning into prettiness, post metal, and things like that to extend the subgenre and its melodic values. What this record does is just, again, it hammers away at the riffs. It is an aggressive record that rips through its material as fast as possible with the highest amount of riffs possible. And for me, that's really as far as my recommendation goes, and it's really as far as I really feel like I need to go. I think if you're a fan of the classic kind of no bullshit style, there wasn't a ton of it back then, but this is a good example of, I think, melodic black metal that remembers to be aggressive. It does represent that sort of transitional period where a lot of death metal bands became black metal, and it still meant that their presentation was elaborate, but it was all about their attack of the rhythms. And I think that's the very clear and very straightforward appeal of this record. Again, I don't have that much to say about this record. It's just very good. It's an above average release, and one that I would give, I would say, a high recommendation of overall. You can read more of my thoughts and some of the references that I came up with while I listened to it in the written review, and you can listen to it now. It released this last weekend.